I'm going to show you how to use the combine feature in Fusion to subtract one body from another. And this will be something that's much easier to show in the CAD software itself. So let's jump over to Fusion. I want to start with an eye bolt that I downloaded from McMaster-Carr. So we will insert that into the current design. This will be a great way to show how you can subtract one part from another. And in this case, we can create something that looks like a mold, whether that would be for casting or injection molding. Obviously, there's a lot more details to it than I will get to in this tutorial. But this will show you how to start by taking one body, in this case, this eye bolt that we have here, and subtracting it from another. So let's start with a sketch, as always. And here we will just draw a simple rectangle around our eye bolt. And let's throw some dimensions on there. As I've discussed in other tutorials, it is great to have everything constrained. In this case, since we didn't do a center point rectangle, I will constrain this in a slightly different way. Go here, go there. We want that a bit more centered. That's good enough. It doesn't really matter for what we were trying to do with this. I just want to be able to create an extrusion. In this case, it's nice to start with your part that you essentially want to mold. In this case, the eye bolt centered on the center plane. And that is automatically how it imported for this example. So that worked out nicely. Now I'm going to do an extrusion. And instead of a one side, I want to do a symmetric extrusion. Let's do 1 inch. And here we can see it is extruding 1 inch in each direction. That looks good enough. And now we have the body that we imported right here. You can see that it is encapsulated within the extrusion that we just created. The extrusion we just created is under bodies. And so you can see that is labeled as body 1. And we can leave that as is for now. So we want to subtract one body from the other. Essentially, we want to subtract the body of our eye bolt from the body of this extrusion that we just created. And that will leave an empty space inside of this body that looks like a mold, which you will see very quickly as we do this. So let's go up to combine. And here you have a target body. In this case, that will be this body that we want to still be left over after we do this operation, after we subtract out the eye bolt body. So in that case, the tool body will be the eye bolt. So we'll select that. And for the operation, we don't want to combine these two. We actually want to cut them or subtract them from each other. We want to subtract the eye bolt from this larger extrusion. Okay. And at first, it might look like nothing happened. But if we go to inspect and we go to a section analysis and we start dragging through here, you will see what looks like the eye bolt. And why is that still popping up? Well, because that body still exists. So let's go ahead and hide it. And now you will see that our extrusion has the negative, essentially, of this eye bolt. Okay, so we are almost there. You are probably seeing how this essentially becomes a mold. But instead of using the section analysis, let's split this body, which I have shown in a previous tutorial. We will do a line straight through the middle. Okay, that's it for that sketch. Now we'll come up here to split body and the body to split. This main body, which is our primary extrusion. Splitting tool will be the line that we just created. Okay, so now we have split that body in half. And if we hide the top portion, you can see that we have the negative of this eye bolt. And as I mentioned before, if you're creating an actual mold for casting or for injection molding, There's obviously a lot more you would want to take into account. Obviously, it is best to work with a mold engineer in that scenario. But here, if you were just trying to 3D print a quick mold, this could get the job done for you. And there's the other half right there. And it accidentally hit F, and that is a shortcut key for a fillet. We don't want that right now. That is essentially it. We have now 2 halves of a mold, which could create this eye bolt. And it is something that is very quick and easy. You can use this combine feature up here to essentially subtract one body from the other, and that is all you have to do. So that is it for this tutorial on how to use the combine feature to subtract one body from the other. If you found this tutorial useful, please subscribe to the channel and share it with anybody else who you think would find this beneficial or helpful. As always, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for new tutorials coming out soon.